It is time for a new snapshot. 21w37a is here. This is the first snapshot for Minecraft Caves and Cliffs Part 2. This will be the first snapshot for 1.18, and I've already loaded up a new world. Now, if you've been paying attention to the experimental snapshots, which I've barely covered here on OMG Craft, we covered like one or two of them. A lot of this will seem familiar because all of this has been seen in the experimental snapshots. But this is now an official, real snapshot inside the launcher. You don't have to get some weird data pack thing to use it. And it's awesome. And it includes all the things from the experimental snapshots. So just to keep everybody up to date and up to speed on everything new with Minecraft, we are going to cover all the things in this new snapshot. We're going to start off with just straight up world. The world is different. And that is because the build limit has been raised and lowered. And this is something that we were kind of expecting because we already saw it in some of the early snapshots of 1.17 and that sort of stuff. So the world limit has been lowered by 64 blocks, so now we're at negative 64 when way down here underground. And there we are, negative 64, and it's also been raised by 64, so we were at 256, so now we are at Google math me 320, and I believe that last block you can't actually build, so 319. And all of the mountains, all this generation can generate a lot higher. And on top of that, the clouds have also been raised in the world. So if you have this cloud generation on, those will be a lot higher in the world. Now let's move on to biomes. So this is the caves and cliffs. So let's go ahead and start off with the caves here. So down here in these caves, I should be able to find some dripstone. There we are, Dripstone, right here. We got Dripstone caves generating naturally, all natural Dripstone caves. Now, we already had a little bit of this in 1.17, but this is the biome, okay? When I hit F3, I am in, well, I should be. So there we go, Dripstone caves. Snowy taiga, Dripstone caves. Biomes are now three-dimensional. They come to you at 3D. And so you can have these biomes inside of biomes. So even though that is a Dripstone cave up here, you were seeing, it was a different biome. So you can have biomes within biomes, which is nice. They're not all just vertical like they were before. Here's a way better, way cooler Dripstone cave for you. So you can see that it has these crazy stalagmites and stalactite structures made out of the Dripstone block itself, not just the pointed Dripstone. So this is way, way cooler than we had in 1.17. There's also going to be more copper generated in these biomes. So if you are looking for copper, find a Dripstone cave system, and that biome will give you more copper. The other new cave is the lush caves, and here they are. And these look really, really cool, especially if I didn't have there. So let's like get rid of my my night vision so you can see all of these glow berries glowing. Oh, look at that diamond. Oh, that is so cool. So these lush caves are now naturally spawning. They come with spore blossom. And as you can see, as I kind of clip into the edge here, they generate like all over. So this abandoned mine shaft is in here, and you get a whole bunch of lush cave like things inside of the abandoned mine shaft. Even look at this. Oh, that's so weird. You got a spawner in a lush cave. Oh man, that is crazy. Now, of course, it is a lush cave, and as we were promised, you'll see some azalea trees above lush caves. And hopefully I'll find one here. Otherwise, it looks like I'm lying to y'all. Well, I cannot for the life of me find an azalea tree. And I really wanted to find one that naturally spawns because the root system will be rooted dirt. You'll be able to see rooted dirt and be able to harvest a lot more rooted dirt than you can nowadays. So we got our lush cave down here, and one of these trees should be an azalea tree. But I cannot find a single azalea. They're in here. I've seen them before, but cannot find one right now. So you'll just have to trust me on this, that underneath the azalea tree, you'll get a lot of rooted dirt. Moving on to another new biome, and we're going to be covering a lot of the mountain stuff. This is a grove. So a grove will now spawn basically at the base of a mountain. And so we kind of have this hill right here. And this right here is a grove. So it'll just be a heavily treed area near the bottom of a mountain. Now, inside of here, you can get powdered snow. Snowier snow. Oh my gosh. And so here, let's see. Is this powdered snow? Oh, is this just normal snow? Oh, that's normal snow. Oh man, I'm not able to like detect powdered snow yet with my naked eye because it's not normal for me to see this stuff. Oh my god, this guy fell into snowier snow, and he turned. He turned like he should. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So yeah, here we go. Here's some snowier snow. Hi, little guy. Okay, goodbye. I didn't want to talk to you anyway. So beware of the snow traps. You might fall in. And also this area will spawn wolves, rabbits, and foxes, just like the taiga biomes will. Next, we're gonna cover the biome of lofty peaks. These are lofty peaks. They're very jagged and very sheer. So you got really steep, almost like cliffs with the lofty peaks. Goats can spawn on the lofty peaks. We see any goats? We see some goats. Is this still the lofty peaks? Are you still in lofty peaks? You're in lofty _ peaks. Wonderful. So we got some goats here. And so there you go. That is what the new lofty peaks look like. Very high up. I mean, look at this. Oof, man, if this is the first time you're seeing this, I mean, like, congratulations. Because Minecraft has changed a lot. Okay, the whole look of Minecraft is definitely very different now with this update. The next biome we're going to cover is the meadow. And you can see this meadow has a lot of the rose in it. And you can kind of determine the difference between a meadow and, like, just say, I guess it's a poppy, rip rose. I was like trying to remember. Didn't they name this thing differently? So over here, we just have some normal plains, and you can see that there's the sort of the normal amount of like one type of flower, another type of flower, that sort of thing. Meadow is this darker green grass, and you can kind of tell that this meadow goes right through here and up here because all the flowers are kind of the same. And the meadow won't necessarily always have poppies, but whatever flower does generate in the meadow, it'll basically be just that type of flower. So you can really kind of tell where the meadow begins and ends because of the flowers. They rarely have trees, but if they do have a tree spawning, and this one spawned in this plain over here, so this one doesn't count. But if a tree does spawn, the likelihood that it has a bee's nest or bee's hive will be really, really high. And there's a really good chance that it will have bees on it if this meadow is able to spawn a tree. We will get spawns of rabbits, as you can see, sheep, as you can see, and then also donkeys. There's the donkey. I didn't even expect you to be here. So we also get donkeys. So those are the 3 mobs that spawn in the meadow. What's really funny is right next to this meadow is the next biome we're covering. And by the way, we're going in alphabetical order. If you're like, well, what is this weird? We're going to mountains and then away from mountains, and what's going on? It's because I'm going in alphabetical order. But we're going to have a whole bunch of snowy things coming up. This is actually snow-capped peaks right next to this meadow. Normally it's on top of a mountain, but we happen to have one right here. And snow-capped peaks have a lot of this blue ice. So you'll see, I just want to make sure, yeah, we're still in snow-capped peaks all the way through here. So we have quite a lot of blue ice on snow-capped peaks, but also there is the same snow traps. So you'll get the powder snow that you can fall into and get trapped in, just like you did with, the grove. And so I'm still trying to train my eye to tell. Oh, no, what? Oh, this is it. This is it. Oh god. So this is powder snow. And that's regular snow. It has more of a crunchy texture to it. So there you go. There is a snow trap right here. So you got to be aware that you got some snow traps on your snow-capped peaks. Next, similar to snow-capped peaks, and this is what it normally looks like when it generates these big old things, is snowy slopes. So it's hard to kind of tell the difference here, but these snow-capped peaks turn into snowy slopes right here. I can hit F3 so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. We are on snowy slopes right now, and it switches to snowy slopes, and then it switches to snow-capped peaks right there, and then back to snowy slopes. So those are some snowy slopes right there. This, just like these snow-capped peaks, will also have traps in them. Can I detect one with my eyes? Oh, I'm still trying to get used to this texture. As you can see, we got some rabbits spawning. Not the sheep. Ignore those sheep. Those sheep are from the other biome next door. There's some. There is some. There we go. Oh, I got it. I got it right. Oh, can I just see this stuff from back down here? Oh yeah, look. There you go. There's some of them trappy blocks. Any more? No. Okay. It'll also generate with goats. So you can have goats and you can have rabbits on the snowy slopes. Snow isn't the only new thing around. You can also have stony peaks. So this is a stony peak right here. And I think that if I was able to get a few more options of this, it'd be a little bit more like a mountain just without snow. Now this is surrounded, and I don't think this is a coincidence, by really warm situations. So you got obviously the Badlands over here, you got savanna. So these are all really warm biomes, and so warm biomes are going to generate next to each other. So we have these peaks that don't have snow on them because it's way too hot. I was not satisfied with just one stony peaks. That was kind of sad stony peaks. So over here we have a much bigger stony peak, and it's actually right next to it looks like some snowy slopes or snow-capped stuff. I'm not sure. But one major feature of these stony peaks is that calcite can generate in these strips. Calcite's been pretty difficult to get up until now because it really only spawned around amethyst geodes. So now this is a much easier way to harvest calcite if you're able to find a nice big old strip of it near a stony peak. That's basically it for the biome changes, other than generalized biome changes. And what I mean by that is every biome, even though it may be your same biome, looks very different because of the terrain generation. It's just completely different. I mean, this is a savanna with these crazy hills in it, okay? That used to have to be a specific biome, like Savannah Hills biome, and they definitely didn't look like that. Same thing with like this normal forest next to this plains, next to this river. Like the way that biomes transition in between each other and also transition with elevation, all of it is completely different. So the biomes that you've known and loved can look crazy different. I mean, look at this. This is definitely a savanna that goes up on this mountain to, I assume this is Stony Peaks. And then it has a savanna in the middle of it. It looks like it's a crazy volcano. I mean, this is just way different, even though these are the same savanna biomes and the same mobs will spawn in them. It's just absolutely completely different. Now, I also want to talk a little bit about caves. Caves have all of the generation we've seen in the experimental snapshots, and to just kind of run through that, we have way different cave entrances. So as we just kind of saw how I just flew into that cave, you'll have these cave entrances that are really big. Right here with this water right here, we'll have this localized water level. That is an aquifer. So aquifers will generate with water in them, and they'll have a specific water level. And so you can have multiple aquifers like near each other. So you can almost have different pools of water inside of the cave, which looks really cool. And then also you can have aquifers that are lava. So you can have lava aquifers. So you can have a cave that has this insane, just like lava pool, and that is completely natural. Here's another aquifer right here. And so this is like, and look, that's a lava aquifer right next door. So you can have these lava lakes underneath inside of the caves. Now the caves come in a few different varieties, and they're all food, which is kind of fun. You got spaghetti caves, you have noodle caves, you have Swiss cheese caves, you have all sorts of different cave types. Like pointing them out is a little difficult because they seamlessly kind of transition between each other. Some of them are pretty easy to see, like when I'm in spectator here. Noodle caves and spaghetti caves are the little tubular things. Spaghetti caves will be a lot thinner, and they'll be so thin that players sometimes can't even like stand inside of them. That is probably a noodle cave. I've seen some spaghetti caves where it's just like seriously one block, and there's just absolutely no way. Like, oh no, I thought I saw one. Like right here. This is so small that a player would have a hard time. And this is even kind of a big one. I've seen much, much smaller cave systems that are like there's no way that a player would fit inside there. So all that generation basically makes this crazy mess of caves. Some of them are going to be humongous, like this one right here. I mean, just absolutely massive. It has these stalagmites and stalactites, and then this one even has an aquifer right here with a waterfall from a water source block up here. I mean, the caves are just so different now in this update, and they're just going to be amazing to explore. I feel like it kind of goes without saying that at 0 level, so where we used to have bedrock, and below, so 0 to -64, the rock changes to Deepslate, and gone is the blobs of Deepslate, which we had in 1.17. Now, just once you get deep enough, you switch to Deepslate instead of stone. So we can see all this Deepslate here, and looks like we even have some tuff and stuff inside of there. And that transition just happens as you get deeper into the ground. Right here, we're kind of right at that level. So we have some stone mixed in with some Deepslate. Further down we get pure Deepslate. The further up we just get stone. And I love that transition. I think that is really, really, really cool. Ore generation has changed. So you'll find ore in basically the same spots, but now that we have a deeper world generation, of course we have to account for all of that. Some ores have shifted around a little bit, but most of the rules that we've expected with ore is the same. Sometimes we'll get these huge ore veins, and that's not an ore vein. I think I just got lucky there with a big old pile of copper. But ore veins will contain like one type of ore, but just a ton of it, just an absolute ton of it. And so that is now new in these snapshots. And that is about it for the latest snapshot from Minecraft. I can't tell you how excited I am that it is now snapshot season, and we're going to be getting snapshots closer and closer to the holidays, with hopefully a release around the holiday season. I'm just so excited, and what a crazy update. I think this is going to be one of my favorite updates ever. The world generation is so good and so different. I mean, this is going to blow people's minds with what we find. I mean, I've found so many insane things just by flying around and exploring your world to find the next coolest place to build your base is absolutely going to happen. So I cannot wait until everybody gets their hands on this version of Minecraft. Hopefully we'll get some other features as well, more than just world generation. So I'm really looking forward to all of that too. Thanks so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe for future videos. And also let me know what you think of this update in the comments down below. See you in another video. Bye.